In this video, we're going to look at finding the surface area and the volume of a cylinder. And let's see, we'll say the cylinder is has a radius of 7 centimeters and a height of 20 centimeters. So I'm going to sketch this out just so that we can see what it looks like. So I'm going to draw a circle, and so the radius of the circle is 7 centimeters, and then make it into a cylinder, draw the lines, close it up, right? That's what it looks like. And that height is 20 centimeters. Okay, sorry about the fact that it's kind of clunky. So if we take a look at this now, let's start by talking about the volume. Now, actually, to do either the volume or the surface area, we need the area of this circle over here. So we need the area of that circle. For the volume, we're going to take the area of the circle and multiply it by 20. For the surface area, we're going to need the area of the circle and multiply it by 2, and then also add in the lateral surface area, the area around the net. So let's start with the volume first. So let me just write that down. So let's see. So we're doing volume. I'll do that in purple. So to start with, you know what? I'm going to move over here a little bit. Oops. Move over here, and I'll put the area of the circle here in green so we know. So circle area. And remember, we're going to use area per circle is equal to pi times the radius squared. So we're going to use pi as 3.14. And basically that's good enough for almost everything that we're going to need. So the area of the circle is approximately, and everything's going to be approximately because we're approximating pi, 3.14 times 7 squared, or 3.14 times 49, which ends up being 153.86 centimeters squared. So this is the circle area. And I'm going to just use equals. It's really approximates, but I'm going to keep forgetting. So let me highlight that so we remember. Let's see. Okay, so the circle area, and we're going to be using 153.86 centimeters squared throughout this problem. Okay, so now to figure out the volume, it's the area. Remember what we said? It's the area of the circle times the height, just like for any kind of prism. So volume is going to be 153.86 is the area of the circle times 20. And so if we multiply that out, I got 3,077.2 centimeters cubed. And that's the volume. That was pretty easy. So volume's pretty easy. Let me just highlight that. That's the volume. Okay, so now I'll do the surface area in, let's see, I guess I'll do it in this nice cool pink color. Now to do the surface area, you know what? Let me just copy this here so that I'll have another copy. It's always good to be able to look at this. I'm going to put it down here so I can see it. And we're going to need the area of that circle. So to do the surface area, so now I'm doing surface area. I'm going to sketch out the net. So the net is going to be composed of a rectangle. Now you hopefully saw the video before, so you realize that the rectangle basically comes from this. It's unwrapping that circular area. If you saw that unwrapping, you'll recognize quickly that these two are the same. So those are both 20 centimeters. And this distance is the distance around the circle, right? We've sort of cut the circle and opened it. So this distance is the circumference of the circle, right? And remember that the circumference of the circle is 2 times pi times the radius, and the radius is 7. So if we calculate that out, let's do this. So 2 times 3.14 times 7, which gives me 43.96 centimeters. In other words, this distance is 43.96 centimeters. So this area is going to be 43.96. Let me zoom in, give myself a little more room. Oops. So this area, it's just the area of a rectangle, right? It's 20 times 43.96, and that area is 979.2 centimeters squared. So that's the area of the rectangle piece of it. That's called, by the way, the lateral surface area, and sometimes that's all you need when you're figuring out the surface area of a cylinder. You don't need the whole surface area. But to get the whole surface area, right, I have to include these two circles. These are terrible circles. Let me redraw. I really want to make the circles big enough so that they're about a third the size of the cylinder, right? So of the lateral. So more or less. So let me move this over. I used to make it's actually important if you're drawing a net for a cylinder. There we go. So we've got these two circles, and we already know the area of those two circles, right? We know that from here. We know that the area of these circles are both 153.86 centimeters squared. So to figure out the lateral surface area, we're going to take the area of to figure out the overall surface area, we take the lateral surface area, which is that. We're going to add 2 times the area of the circle, which is 153.86 centimeters squared. And if you do that, you get 879.2 plus 307.72, and you add those together, you get 1,186.92 centimeters squared. And that is the surface area. So let's highlight that. Okay, so just to review what we did, first, very important, we found the area of that circle, and we used it twice. We used it for the volume, and we used it for the surface area. The volume was easy. We multiplied the area of the circle by the height of the cylinder and got the volume. Surface area was a little bit harder. We needed to find the lateral surface area, the area of the rectangle. One dimension is 20, that's the height of the cylinder. The other dimension was the circumference of the circle, 2 times pi times 7. You multiply these two numbers together, you get this area for the rectangle, 879.2 centimeters squared. And then you add that lateral surface area to the two circles, and you get this surface area. So hopefully that, I'll leave this like this if you want to take a screenshot. Hopefully that makes sense, and you can try some of your